Hello everyone, welcome back to Punita Science World. Students, in today's video lesson, we are going to talk about the spinal cord. Well, in the last video, we have already discussed about the central nervous system, and I have there mentioned you that the brain and the spinal cord togetherly constitute the central nervous system. We already discussed about brain in the last video, and in today's video, we are just going to focus on this part, the spinal cord. Okay. Well, student, the spinal cord is a pipe-like, or you can say a tubular structure, which is made up of nervous tissue. Okay, it is made up of nervous tissue. Okay, and it extends from the medulla oblongata in the brainstem region to the lumbar region of the vertebral column. Okay, that simply means it extends from this part to this part. This is the lumbar region of the vertebral column. Okay, and this encloses the central canal of the spinal cord, which contains a cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, so it contains a fluid which we call cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, clear? Well, students, the spinal cord basically serves as the main pathway for information connecting the brain and peripheral nervous system. This human spinal cord is protected by the bony spinal column, which we call vertebrae. Okay, so this is basically protected by, this point is important, this is protected by a bony spinal column. Okay, bony spinal column, which we call vertebrae. Am I clear? Fine. Now let's look at the structure of the spinal cord. So students, if you look at the cross section of the spinal cord, it looks like this. Okay, and this spinal cord runs through a hollow case from the skull enclosed within the vertebral column, which we have just discussed. Okay, the spinal nerves arise from the different region of the vertebral column. Okay, and they are named accordingly. The regions like neck, chest, pelvic, and abdominal. And for example, the spinal nerves at the neck area is known as the cervical nerve. The nerves at the chest area are known as thoracic nerve likewise. Okay, and here you can easily see that the cross section displays the gray matter, which is actually little purple in color, but this is just for your demonstration. This is basically the gray matter. Okay, it's shaped like a butterfly and it is surrounded by a white matter. So this is basically the white matter, this dot dot structure I can just explaining you, and this butterfly structure which encloses this purple color is basically the gray matter. Okay, so this gray matter consists of the central canal at the center and is filled with a fluid which we call cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, and it consists of horns, as you see in the figure. It consists of horns. So there are four projections. Okay, and they form the core mainly containing neurons and cells of the central nervous system. So there are basically two dorsal and two ventral horns. Clear? So there, as you see, here is the ventral root, and likewise here we will have ventral horn, and here we will have dorsal horn. Clear? This white matter consists of a collection of axons which permit communication between different layers of the central nervous system. Fine? Okay. Now, if we talk about the spinal nerve, so basically the spinal nerves consist of 31 nerves. Okay, so the spinal nerves are total of 31, and these nerves are attached to the spinal cord by two roots, the dorsal sensory root and the ventral motor root. Clear? And in total they are 31 in number. Okay, so now let us look at the nerves which have been originated from the different regions and they are named accordingly. Okay, for example, the cervical nerve. Okay, so this is basically the neck part. Okay, and there are 8 cervical nerves that emerge from the cervical spine. So cervical nerve. Cervical part has 8 nerves, okay, and they are emerged from the cervical spine, okay, and they are numbered as C1 to C8. Clear? Okay, fine. The second is thoracic, okay. So this is basically the chest part. And there are total of 12 thoracic nerves that emerge from the thoracic spine, and they are numbered as T1 to T12. Clear? Then third is lumbar, okay, and this lumbar is basically the lower back region. Lower back, okay, and this has total of 5 lumbar nerves, okay, that means from L1 to L5. Clear? Then sacral. So this sacral, which is actually sacrum, and this is a bony plate at the base of the vertebral column, and this has 5 sacral nerves. There are 5 sacral nerves, okay, and they emerge from the sacral bone, okay, they emerge from the sacral bone, and they are numbered as S1 to F5. Clear? And at last, there is the last one is coccygeal nerve, and this is only one in number. So basically, coccygeal means the tailbone. There is one nerve that emerges from the coccygeal bone. Clear? So there are total of 31 nerves, which included the spinal nerve. Okay. So this is one of the very important point that you have to remember, because many times you will get questions from this part. So if there is a question like how many spinal nerves are there, so the number is 31. The cervical has 8 nerves, okay, which are numbered as C1 to C8. Thoracic has 12. Lumbar region, this is U, okay. This lumbar region is actually the lower back, and it has 5 nerves, as well as the sacral or the sacrum region has again the 5 nerves, okay. Whereas the coccygeal nerve has only, this coccygeal point has only one nerve, okay. And this coccygeal is actually the tailbone, and there is only one nerve that emerges from the coccygeal bone. Clear? Okay. Now if we talk about the function of spinal cord, the important function that I have included here are: first, it forms a connecting link between the brain and the PNS, means the peripheral nervous system. This we have just discussed, okay. It provides structural support and build up body posture. Yes, of course, this bone, this spinal cord helps in proper body posture, and that is why you people were advised to sit straight so that your spinal cord functions well, okay. It also facilitates flexible movement, otherwise we are not able to bend our body, okay. The myelin present in the white matter acts as an electrical insulation, okay, and that is why they help from the means protect the spinal cord from the mechanical shock. It communicates messages from the brain to different part of the body, okay, because they have spinal nerves, and they also coordinate reflexes. Whenever we touch a hot object, we immediately get a message. This is all just because of the nerve, which is actually related with the peripheral nervous system. Okay, so because the spinal nerves are directly connected with the PNS. Okay, they receive sensory information from receptors. Okay, from our sense organs, and then they approaches toward the brain for processing. So these are the special functions of the spinal cord, which are important from your exam point of view. I hope this topic is clear to you all. If you have any sort of query or any doubt, you can comment us in the comment section. Okay. Thank you, students. In the next part, we will discuss peripheral nervous system. Till then, goodbye.